Hello, it's the first time I'll be going on live on YouTube, and I wanted to go live because I know um, some have been asking me of how I create junk journals, and also they ask if I have any tutorials. I honestly don't have that much time to kind of film and edit tutorial videos because they are a little more difficult to edit. So I think the best way I can share how I make my junk journals is to go in live and just post it, and hopefully that will help others to make junk journals. So I'm currently in the middle of creating my first skinny journal, and I'm gonna apologize for all of the background noise in advance because number one, my son with special needs is already awake, and he does kind of get stimulated, especially in the morning. And then my craft studio is right opposite a very busy street, so there's going to be a lot of cars. I don't want to really close the windows because it's a little stuffy. So please bear with me with everything. Um, and I hope that this video will help you while I go through this process. So I'm going to try and keep this video on until my battery kind of dies out. But I want to show you what I'm working on so far. Um, this is a skinny journal. I've already made the cover. It's going to be a hardbound cover, which I made out of a cereal box. And yeah, I just put this together like a couple of minutes ago. And now I'm working on the signatures. Unfortunately, um, mid-process of printing out the paper for this journal, my printer kind of gave way. So I'm still in the process of fixing my printer. But luckily enough, I have a lot of pages to kind of fill it in. Um, and I really, really like the pages that I was able to get from Etsy. And this is a junk journal for a Gothic theme. So I wanted to do kind of a Victorian Gothic theme for this skinny junk journal that I'm going to make. I do have a couple of other papers that I've inserted that is part of my stash or part of my supplies. And I have 3 signatures, like around 5 each. So that's what I'm going to place into my hardcover and sew it in. But right now I'm kind of inking some of the papers that I have before I put them together. So yeah, this is where we are at the moment. And again, really sorry about the noise in the background, but I hope you can bear with me as I go through this. So I am in the process of inking this. I've had this 6x6 paper since last year, and I wasn't really sure where to use it, so I'm glad that I have this now Gothic theme because it will allow me to put in these papers and use it. And so I'm just going to ink it because I just cannot make a journal or craft a journal without inking it. So, and I do have this one also that is from the same pack. I purchased these 6x6 papers, which were actually loose. So yeah, I am going to add that to one of the signatures here. I think I'm gonna add it here. Mistakenly, I removed this pair of scissors where I was supposed to stick it, or to insert it rather. So that's gonna be one of my signatures. And then I know I've inserted another of those papers, so I'm gonna put my pair of scissors so I don't forget where. And I'm gonna ink this now. There. So I plan to embellish this Gothic journal. There are a lot of tucks I want to do, kind of inserts and kind of decorate the pages. And placing lace or ribbon on the pages as well. So yeah, bear with me while I go through this. Um, it's been quite a frustrating time for me because um, my sewing machine also broke, so that kind of also pushes back and limits me when it comes to making the ribbons, because I want to ruffle them up, so I have to do everything by hand. But it's not going to stop me from making this journal. Most of the time I would also go and post my updates and my progress on my TikTok. So if you have TikTok, please follow me, um, Junk Journals Manila on TikTok. I also post some of the progress here in my shorts, so it's also completely fine. But just make sure that you also subscribe and put in the kind of turn on the notification bell so you get to see where my updates are. Yep. So now I'm done inking this one piece, and I really love this piece. It's so pretty. I'm gonna put that in there. And then I do have another one, which is this with these very pretty flowers and branches. So I'm going to ink that as well. I know there's a lot of noise in the background. This is a very busy street. I live along a main road where public transportation goes past. But I tell you, when it hits like around 9 o'clock in the evening, the streets are utterly empty. So it's really, really quiet. But I don't have time to do this at night because I work from the afternoon until the evening. And so my best time is really, early in the morning if I wake up early enough, or super duper late, or around like the wee hours of the morning after my work shift. And that's the best time I can either make a video or to go live. Yeah. So I took a break from junk journaling for a couple of months, and that is because if you would check my shorts, my husband had went on and built me a studio, basically just extending our house a little bit into a new room, and he did that completely by DIY. So I had to stop because there was a lot of, kind of things, and all of my craft things were packed to make space. And, it was like a month and a half, I think, that I wasn't able to make journals. I'm kind of sad because compared to my momentum last year, I think I was making like 2 journals a month. But this year, I think I've only really completed 2, and it's already half of the year. So I'm trying to get back on track. It's been a little difficult. We also had some, problems that we went through even financially. So I'm just hoping that I can get back on to doing these. And this is basically going to be really, my first work. I do have some I do have one other journal that is waiting to be embellished, and that is this blue journal that I created. It's not embellished, but it's formed. So I just kind of wanted to work on this skinny journal because I've always wanted to work on a skinny journal for the longest time, whenever I had the opportunity to. So now I have it. So this is now my signatures. It's around 5 to 6 pages each, and that is going to go into here, into my hardcover. Usually the skinny journals I see are not with this kind of a thick of a spine, but more of a notebook type of spine. But I think I prefer to do the spines like this. So I would like to decorate it the way that I usually decorate my journals. And I think I'm also going to put a charm on this. So I'm definitely going to place a hole those. This is, and I'm sorry about that horrible noise. This is not going to be the final cover. This is just for me to prep the hard cover, but there's definitely going to be more to it. But I'll work on that at another time. For the meantime, I'm going to place one of those holes so that we can use it. Oh no, I'm going to use a brad. I think I'll use a brad, like a small brad. So let me just try and get that right, which will be perfect. So this I will use at the back. It will not be seen when the signatures are put in, so I think I'm pretty confident with that. So let's punch a hole. Okay, so I'm gonna punch a hole now. Sorry, I went off cam a bit. And then I'm gonna insert the brad. Okay. I get a little obsessive compulsive when the hardware can be seen, so I think I'm going to get a piece of this print and match it so that it's kind of covered a bit, and that's just me, but you see, because I don't like really that the hardware shows through. Although I know that it's not going to be seen fully because, again, when the signatures go in, they can't really see it, but yeah. So I might keep it as it is because it might not be seen. I'm just going to kind of want to press it down a little more, so that's right there. That's pretty. Okay. Should I not? It's just gonna create a bulk. So maybe, I don't know, kind of stuck. Should I color it, or I think I'll leave it. It's not gonna affect the whole look, so yeah. So when I sew into the spine, I usually make a template, and that would help me position the spine and the holes in the spine in the right manner. So I usually get like a scrap piece of paper to do that. So there, maybe, okay, I'll give in. I'll use this. Sometimes I see that these scraps are, for me, still have potential, if you know what I mean. So I don't like throwing it away. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball a bit here, and eyeballing is honestly just a thing we do at times because I don't really like measuring everything. So I'm just gonna eyeball here. So, and this is gonna be my template in order to make the holes in the spine, right? So yeah, I am going to Okay, so again, I'm still gonna eyeball it. I cannot not eyeball it. Just get my scissors. Alright. And then just cut a piece of this. Okay, so now I'm gonna fold it in half again with my expertise in eyeballing. No, I'm kidding, I'm not an expert at eyeballing. I'm just making an excuse. I think this is the thinnest spine I've ever created, honestly. And then I'm going to fold it. So we're just gonna do the basic stitch for this, and my basic stitch is usually just the 3 holes. Yeah. And I'm gonna try and fold it one more time. Yes, I'm making it difficult for myself, I know. Forgive me. I can't help it. But this is what usually works for me. You might have a different way of creating your templates, and if you do, and it's easier than what I'm doing, do please let me know. I love your knowledge about journaling. So I'm going to do that on the other side because I have 3 signatures to insert. So I need a total of 9 holes in total to be able to make this and complete it. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. So I'm gonna mark it with a pen. 1 here, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So now I have my template. Yep. I use a foam piece to punch my holes through, and the question is, can I find it? Because honestly, the studio isn't 100% set up yet, and I still have a lot of things on the floor in boxes, so I'm stuck. But yeah, we will make do with what we can. So I found this foam piece. I'm gonna get my owl, and I'm gonna mark the holes. I know I should be doing this on this mat, so I get another mat. I know I have my other mat here. Oh, there's my phone. Silly me. Okay, so let's just get this wonderfully used mat that I've used from the beginning of crafting, which is like probably like a year and a half ago. Right, so let's do this properly. And this piece of foam is just something I save from purchases I've made online. Okay, now we have our template. So what I do is I line it up here, right? And there's 2 ways actually you can do that. You can hide the spine if you wish. That will also work. But I don't know. I feel that if the spine is there with the stitches, it just gives a little more character and the feel that it's handmade. I mean, I don't know. It could be different for others, but that's how I like it so far. So yeah, I am going to kind of let's see where this goes and not overthink it. So this is what I do. I line it up. All right, let's line it up. Make sure that it's aligned, and then I am going to use some clips here at each end to secure it so it doesn't move about. There we go. And then now we're gonna punch, okay? Let's get our handy dandy foam and start punching. Yes, I need a moment of silence while doing this because I need to focus. Okay. And we have just successfully punched the holes in my temple cell. Alright, so those are the holes now, all the way through. And now we're going to do the same for the signatures and punch holes. So the one thing you have to remember, and I'm sure most of you do this, is always clip your pages again so that they don't move about, because there's always a tendency that your pages are going to move around when you start punching. And it's important that they are in place so that your holes are aligned with all the pages. Right? So now I have that. Again, I'm going to use my handy dandy template. And what I'm going to do is align it first. And there's two ways again to do this. You can either just punch directly using the template, or you can mark it first and then punch. So I think for this, I kind of want to mark it then punch. So I'm just going to put a dot, another dot, and one other dot. Right, and that will allow me to kind of remember where to punch, right? I'm not sure if you're seeing it. I hope you are. So let's do this and just go and punch through. Okay, and the third one. Right. And now that one. So I'm going to keep the clips on so that when I sew them in again, it won't be a problem. And I just have to do, you know, kind of the rest of the signatures. But I guess for today, I do want to sew one of the signatures in, so I'm going to punch this because this one is in the middle, and I usually I kind of go with, I do go with sewing the signature in the middle for everything else. And I realize I have this, so I do have to kind of fix it on before I go ahead and do anything with it. So yeah. So another thing you have to check is always check if the pages are at the right side up. I've had honestly mistakes of sewing in the signatures and they are like not the right way round there. So same thing, I will have to clip pages together. Sure. Right. So I will move this one a little down a bit. Okay. And then same what we did earlier. I'm just going to align. Then I'm going to mark the holes and then punch. Right? Okay, so get your handy dandy template foam. Whoopsie, what am I doing? Okay, and then let's punch through. Checking, everything is in place. Yeah, there we go. Next. Okay. And we're done with the middle signature. Okay, so let's get our hardcover and then paste that in. And so we're gonna sew in. sew in. Before I used to use wax cords, but because I don't have any supplies on me of wax cords right now, I am going to use some embroidery thread instead. It's going to be black. And I'm going to get my needle. Whoopsie, sorry. And then we are going to sew. And I think for today's video, we'll will stop at sewing in this one signature. When I get back, we can embellish, but I might post that in shorts. Still thinking about it. Okay, so first I'm going to put this through in the middle. Right, and leave, of course, a bit out so that I can tie it later. And then we're going to now go through the other end. Oh, you know what? There we go. I sewed it in the wrong section because it's supposed to be in the middle, not on the side. So let me just correct myself and put it in the right section, which is in the middle section. Right, there we go. Okay, there's one thing I don't like about when I'm punching holes is that, you know, sometimes I realize that I have to punch it the other way because then there's this kind of paper sticking out and it doesn't make it look so great. So I'm just gonna kind of poke through the holes to put that back in. So it doesn't look like this. And like I said, I haven't done this in a long time, so I'm kind of rusty again. Yeah, I'm just gonna poke them back in so that they're not like protruding that way. You know what I mean? Alright, again, we want to make sure that it's in the right way around and the print is in the right way around, so double check before you do anything. Okay, and I think we're good, so let's do this again. Put that through here. And I would love to hear from you, like, where do you mostly, or what platform do you use to get tutorials from? Do you like watching, like, quick videos, or do you appreciate YouTube videos, which are longer in time, but gives you just a little more detail? So I would love to know what's your favorite format of tutorials, and I really want to work on those. So let me know please in the comment section, what do you prefer? Okay, so we got that through, so I'm gonna now go and put that through the middle hole again, and we're gonna take it up to the top hole. Okay, so yeah. You see, like, the threads kind of poking out, and I want it to be straight. So I'm just going to pull in some of the threads to make sure. Mm. Okay, oh, we got it. Alright, let's go. I'm still not entirely satisfied. I want it to be not with this. There we go. I think that solved it. Okay, now what we're going to do is to put in thread through this top hole. And that will bring us to here. Right? And now we secure. So when you're securing it, definitely you're going to have to tie it, make sure everything is in place because it's kind of the final thing. Check at the back, it's aligned, right? And then let's thread it through the middle. Okay. Then we're going to tie it, right? And then we are going to do another knot, and then some prefer that it would be like, just like kind of not ribboned, but I think, because I want it to be a little fancy, I'm going to ribbon it. There we go. Okay. And then we cut. Okay, not very sharp with a pair of scissors there. Alright, and then now you can remove your clips. And there we have it. There's our first signature in, and you just basically do the same for the others. And that will kind of start you off already with your journal. Okay? Alright, so for today, I think oh, hello, I have a viewer. I didn't know that someone is here. Would love it if you could say hi. Thank you also for liking this video. But yeah, so here we are. I'll upload this video on the channel. And this is what it looks like at the spine. Again, this is not going to be the final cover. It's just really the base, and we now have the first signature in, right? And of course the next step is to put this signature, which is the first signature, and the third signature, which you just do basically the same steps. So yeah, I think I'll come back with doing the cover on YouTube, and then for the embellishments I might be posting them as shorts instead of live, because there's so many things I think about when I'm doing it. But yeah, I will be attaching the rest of the signatures off cam, but do let me know if you have any questions about junk journal making and whatnot, and if you have any suggestions, please let me know too. I would really love to know what your suggestions are. So if you've watched this video, and if you are watching, please do not forget to like, subscribe, please comment and let me know what you think about this video, and also where you would prefer to watch tutorials, and I will try my best to upload tutorials on YouTube, but definitely from time to time I would post a lot of shorts as well. So if you're not subscribed and you like crafting and you like journaling, please subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so you get notifications whenever that I upload. So thank you so much for joining me in this video today, and I will again talk to you soon. All the love to you wherever you are in the world. Bye bye.